Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into an absolute paradigm shift in how the internet actually works. For literally decades, the ultimate goal for any brand was snagging that coveted #1 spot on a traditional search engine. But right now, the ground is completely shifting beneath our feet. We're moving away from that old era of search engines just handing you a list of blue links, and we're entering the era of AI-powered answer engines. It is a massive shift, and it completely rewrites the rules of online visibility.
Okay, let's dive into this with a somewhat alarming question. If AI doesn't recommend you, do you even exist? I know it sounds intense, but it's quickly becoming a reality. AI is increasingly answering user queries directly, right? Synthesizing all this information into one neat little paragraph without ever requiring the user to actually click through to a website. Think about that. If your brand or your data isn't embedded in that final AI-generated response, you're effectively invisible to a huge, growing chunk of the digital audience.
So here's our roadmap for today's explainer. 1. The AI search revolution. 2. Defining SEO versus GEO. 3. Google's official stance. 4. The GEO playbook. And finally, 5. Measuring AI visibility. Let's get right to it. Section 1. The AI search revolution. And really, the collapse of clicks. Let's explore exactly how the fundamentals of online visibility are falling apart and completely reforming.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is this single shocking statistic, 17%. Historically, if you rank #1 on Google, you are the definitive answer. Case closed. But recent data shows there is only a 17% overlap between ranking #1 on Google and actually being cited as a source in an AI answer. Actually, let me repeat that because it's wild. Even if you're sitting at the very top of traditional search results, there's a massive chance the AI will just completely ignore you and pull its answer from somewhere else. The old formula is totally breaking.
And honestly, it's our behavior as users that's driving this. Traditional search volume is projected by Gartner to drop by 25% this year alone. Why? Because 68% of US Google searches are already resulting in 0 clicks. People are getting their answers directly right there on the results page or from AI agents. And when you look at how we talk to these tools, the contrast is just stark. The average Google search is a caveman-like 4 words, best CRM software. But the average ChatGPT query, that's a highly conversational 23 words detailing super specific needs, constraints, company sizes. Users are treating AI like a smart assistant, bypassing traditional websites entirely.
Moving right along to Section 2, defining SEO versus GEO, the agentic web. Let's lock in the core terminology for this new landscape. So, you all know SEO, but what exactly is GEO? Well, Generative Engine Optimization is the practice of optimizing your content to appear within AI-generated responses. We're talking ChatGPT, Perplexity, Google AI Overviews, rather than traditional search rankings. The goal isn't just being a blue link on a page anymore. The goal is to become the underlying data that an AI synthesizes to create its final output.
Think of it like this. Traditional SEO focuses on search rankings, driving organic clicks, and matching basic intent. But GEO flips the script entirely. The new goal is agentic search, structuring your content with such high extractability that an AI model can easily digest it, chunk it up, and cite you as the ultimate authority in its final answer. We're looking at the old web, where we optimize for clicks, directly contrasted against the new agentic web, where we optimize to be part of the actual answer.
Section 3. Google's official stance. It's all just SEO, supposedly. Let's look at the fascinating tension between what digital marketers are seeing and what the search giants are officially claiming.
According to Google Search Central's official guidelines, they view this shift pretty simply. Their documentation literally states, from Google Search's perspective, optimizing for generative AI search is still SEO. Google advises that just sticking to foundational SEO best practices, like making helpful, reliable, people-first content, is totally sufficient for their AI overviews. They even officially warn against using specific geo hacks, creating weird AI text files, or artificially chunking content just to please an AI. They claim their AI is plenty smart enough to understand your page without any special tricks.
And this brilliantly illustrates the direct conflict here. While Google says it's all just SEO, academic research proves otherwise. A massive study in an archive preprint by Chen et al. Found that AI-generated answers and web search results diverge significantly in their consulted source domains. Basically, this proves AI pulls from vastly different sources and media types than traditional search rankings do. So yeah, foundational SEO is great, but the hard data strongly suggests these are two very different ecosystems.
Which brings us to Section 4, the GEO playbook.
Let's synthesize all of this into a practical, data-driven approach you can actually use.
Digital strategy expert Belul Ulawada outlines a really highly practical pipeline for this. Step 1 is query mining. Forget generic keywords. You want to pull the exact long-form conversational questions people are asking AI. Step 2, build a question pool of these highly specific, low-competition queries. Step 3 is the absolute secret sauce: RAG content production, or retrieval augmented generation. Instead of having a generic AI write a fluff piece, you feed it your internal company data, your pricing, your product specs. This grounds the content in your unique truth. Finally, step 4 is auto-publish, making sure that content is formatted with precise schema markups so it's perfectly ready for an AI to extract.
When we talk about actual content formatting, AI tools have very clear favorites. First, you've got to put direct answers right there in the first 40 to 60 words. Don't bury the lead. Also, a study of 10,000 queries found pages with quotes and hard statistics saw 30 to 40% higher visibility in AI responses. AI absolutely loves structured data, so use comparison tables, format things as X versus Y, and definitely ensure your JSON LD schema markup is flawless. Oh, and here's a fun one. Unlinked brand mentions matter now. AI models learn from the context of how your brand is discussed across the web, even if there isn't a clickable hyperlink attached.
Another totally crucial tactic here is recency. Freshness matters immensely. Check this out. Content updated in the last 90 days is up to 3 times more likely to be cited by AI engines. Large language models want to generate the most current, real-time answers possible. If your content is gathering digital dust, the AI is simply going to bypass it for a fresher source. Period.
Let's move to and see how this builds our final section, Section 5, Measuring AI Visibility. Because if you're doing all this, you need to know if it's actually working.
So, the crucial point is this: simply being mentioned isn't enough anymore. You might see an AI agent mention your brand and think, awesome, we did it. But what if 15% of the time, that same AI actively recommends a cheaper competitor right there in the exact same sentence? In this GEO era, you absolutely must measure sentiment. It's not just about visibility, it's about exactly how the AI is framing your brand to the user.
To track all this, a whole new stack of tools is emerging. Google Search Console has rolled out a generative AI performance report to show how you're doing in their specific AI features. Platforms like SEMrush Enterprise AIO lets you track brand mentions, share of voice, and sentiment across different engines. But the real game changers are behavioral geointelligence tools. These don't just track static keywords, they actually simulate real user prompts across various AI models to show you exactly what outputs are being generated in real time. It's wild stuff.
Wow. Okay, we have covered a tremendous amount of ground today, from the total collapse of traditional click-through rates to the hyper-specific formatting tricks that AI models basically crave. The digital landscape has irrevocably changed. So I'm going to leave you with this final provocative thought for your own strategy. Are you still optimizing your content for the clicks of yesterday, or are you optimizing for the AI agents of tomorrow? Honestly, your answer is going to dictate your survival. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer.